All right, you guys, the R. Kelly trial has started in the Northern District of Illinois, and we are on day I don't know. Let's talk about it.
West Coast Bells.
Hey, Angels, it's your West Coast
And it was
Bells, and
probably
we're
a
back.
weak ass BMW.
And now you know it. We
And she's like,
and now
You
you
goddamn
know
right I did.
Well, I can't do that with you.
get your game up, niggas, get your game up.
What's up, Angels? It's your West Coast Bells, and we are back. This time to go ahead and talk about this R. Kelly trial. It started in the Northern District of Illinois, and we are on day I don't know. But I know that so far, Jane, which is Rashonda Landfair, her mother, and a couple other people have testified. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, my stance on the whole thing. I just want to let
Wait
everybody.
a minute, you're not gonna introduce
Uh,
me.
oh shoot, I'm Misha,
And I'm tired.
and if you,
Damn.
I was ready to get that thing going, girl. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit the notification bell for your bells. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
oh, you're not gonna please hit the bell. See, you know
Oh,
what?
please hit the bell for. Oh, we rusty, girl. We rusty.
It's a
Please hit the
little,
bell for your bells.
it's a little rust. It's a little rust. But anyways, um, the trial
We've
has
had
started.
testimony from who?
The first testimony came from Jane. She's supposed to be the star witness
The
for
girl in the tape. The girl from the tape.
yes. And I don't want to go off course immediately, but it amazes me how like a lot of the supporters went from like saying that she wasn't gonna testify to okay, now she's testifying and then she testifies and now she's lying. It's like everybody that comes out and says anything about R. Kelly is lying, and I just don't believe that to be true. Honestly, I mean, some things can be lies, but it's truth in every lie. You know, it
Here's
just
the thing. Here's the thing. Let me throw this in there real fast. We say the girl from the tape, right? But to be completely correct, it's the girl from the original tape. Back in the day, the one that had got leaked. Um,
yeah, the girl
she
who is
is,
now a woman.
yes, she is actually appears in multiple videos with R. Kelly and having sexual acts. So they're not even talking about that original tape anymore. They have tons of videos with this girl with R. Kelly having threesomes and all kind of stuff. So the fact is, do you believe that this is the damn girl in the tape? Come on now, like we can't deny that she was the girl in the tape. We always knew she was the girl in the tape, even when
But
she
now
said she
now
was.
they're and then now some are even trying to say that that's not the girl in the tape. Hey, LaShawn, how you doing this morning? Um, they are even saying now that she's not the girl in the tape, and I mean, come on, we've always known all of these things to be true, even the fact that R. Kelly likes young girls. Now, I believe that I mean, and this is just me. I do believe that there is a difference in a 25-year-old, having sex with a 15-year-old and a 50-year-old having sex with a 15-year-old or even a 35-year-old having sex with a 15-year-old. I do believe that there is a difference because Sometimes men's maturity level is at 25 is that of an 18-year-old, and sometimes the maturity level of a 15-year-old girl is that of a 19-year-old. So I see where they could meet in the middle if that happens. And it happened in my life. So, and I don't look at that person like a pedophile or anything like that. Throughout life, you know, even seen them and, he grew up, the women grew up, you know what I mean, that he deal with. So it's not like he kept getting older and still dealing with young women. So
Right. And I say that as well, even though some people say that you need to look at your own experience, surrounding trauma. But the way that I feel about it is it can happen, with a girl of a certain age. Of course, it can happen with a man. That's what men do. But it's seeking the young girls for me, like over and over again. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. And I mean, I don't understand why people want to ignore the fact that this man likes women, young women, like not even women, young girls,
yeah, and
like
and this
pubescent.
is the thing. And then here's the thing about the whole parents thing, okay? Of course, I support parents because I'm a parent. I know that all parents make mistakes. Sometimes the mistakes are detrimental to your child's well being. It doesn't mean that you were not trying to be a good parent. People just are raised differently. They come from different environments. Angelo Clary said he was a bad motherfucker. He was used to dealing with bad motherfuckers. So he thought he could handle, and he thought that he was on that level, and he thought that he could deal and not get got by RSK. And he did, you know, fell into the trap just like everybody else did because he had a certain way he operated. He had a certain formula that worked against everybody: men, women, parents, daughters, uncles, cousins. It don't matter who he dealt with, he had a certain formula. So I see, people saying arrest the parents, arrest the parents. And I understand if you're going with the theory that, okay, if someone commits murder and a person drives them to commit that murder, and then they get in a separate car after they commit the murder and the person drives them away, both drivers will be possibly charged with accessory to murder. But you have to actually admit that the murder took place in order for the drivers to be charged.
Right, that's true. So did he do something wrong? Like did something occur that was improper or illegal? Because if
Because if
nothing happened illegal or nothing happened that was improper or illegal, then what are we supposed to be going after the parents for?
right, exactly. And it just so happens that it's not illegal to push your child toward what you think success is. It's not illegal to be a stage mom. It's not illegal to be a stage dad. It's not illegal to even um what do you want to call it? Train your, or what do they call it? Build a whore. Being a mom of a builder whore is not illegal, and I'm not saying that about Azriel because, of course, I don't believe that about her or Joycelyn or any of the other girls in this case. I don't believe that they were builder whores, and but it's not illegal to build a whore. you know,
Well, it's illegal. That's apparently what R. Kelly was in the business of doing, and he went about it in an illegal manner. So, I mean, I don't know what you talking about.
no, what I'm saying is it's not illegal to train your daughter up to go after um
Money.
wealthy, yeah, to go after money and to get it in any way you can. It's not illegal to train your child that way. It's not
I get that.
illegal. Yeah, it's not illegal for somebody that to give you that type of advice. Use what you got to get what you want. Everybody's seen that in Players Club. That's a famous line. It's not illegal to instill that mindset in anyone. So
Okay.
um while
So
it
let's talk about what she said about Sparkle.
it
She,
sounds so much like everything else. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, okay, so her testimony is that her aunt Stephanie, um, Stephanie Edwards, right? Something like that. Her aunt Stephanie, also known as Sparkle,
Yes.
so, allegedly told her to ask R. Kelly to be her godfather and sit on his lap and rub his hair and all of this stuff. Now, she had me at first. I was like, I knew Sparkle wasn't shit. But when I started thinking about it a little bit later and I had time to process things, I realized that that's that same song and dance that the majority of the girls that have been with him the longest, they tell those same stories. And I find it hard to believe that every last one of these parents was like, seduce him, blow in his ear, suck on your finger, flirt with him, sit on his lap. It just doesn't sound true, especially when they're all telling that same story. It sounds like the same story that he programmed everybody else to say.
Yes, and if he programmed them to say different stories, then it would seem a little more authentic. But because everyone is giving the same exact story and he did the same exact thing to everyone, you can't say that if someone if 100 different women over the course of 30 years say the same thing about a person, the one on the last year don't know the one on the first year. They not even in the same age group. It's just something that it's just you can't say that everybody is lying. And I believe that age matters too, but I do think there are some cases where
An
an older
exception should be
man
made.
yeah, an older man has dealt with a younger woman, say 25, 15, 26, 16, 27, 17, something like that, and it wasn't a case of pedophilia, or it did not end in this man always going after 15, 14,
Exactly.
13-year-olds. So,
Like my own experience as a 17-year-old who had met a man in a 21 and older club and lied about my age. And he thought that I was older, and we was already seeing each other when he found out I was younger. So but I was 17 and I turned 18, but he didn't have a history of being with younger women, nor did he date any younger women after that. So I'm not saying it was okay, but it was kind of my fault because I lied about my age and I looked way more mature, at the time than I really was. I looked and acted more mature.
yeah, and everybody, not girl. I really look. He's still my friend to this day. Like, and I wasn't groomed. Okay, I dumped his ass for another nigga. Okay, so I definitely wasn't groomed, but we're still friends, and it's no harm, no foul. He's 12 years older than me, and I met him when I was 17. So, when I
Right.
first met
And
him,
I
I looked
believe
at
he was friends with my friend, and I think that's
yeah,
how you
and
know
you tried to hook me up with him, but you were not being groomed either. Like you wasn't being groomed to go find a young girl for your best friend. We was
him.
badass twins. And of course, anybody that see you is gonna want to know if you got a sister, and if they find out that you got a sister, they gonna want your sister to you let me tell
I
your
ain't
friends
have
to
a
get with my
sister. I had
friend.
an identical twin sister. They used to be
Right,
like,
like, look,
"What?"
tell your friends to get with my friends and we can be friends, okay? That's how that was. So, I mean, and girl, we was living the Vegas life at a young age, and it was just, you know, I mean, some people may look at it a certain way, whatever. We're still very successful in our own right, and have turned out to be extremely well-rounded individuals. Um, okay, so let's go back to Sparkle. Okay, sitting on the lap, the rubbing the head. It sounds. Let's just get right down to it. It sounds just like the text messages that we heard from Alice Clary to Azriel Clary. So, uh,
I mean, here the moving right along with it. I like. I actually liked Sparkle's response, and the reason why is because I believe her. I do believe a lot of what she said up until the point where she says she ain't mess with R. Kelly. I don't believe that.
oh,
I
we
don't
know
believe that.
for a fact that if you was around R. Kelly, you getting down a certain way because that's how he had it. That's how he made it, and that's how he wanted it to be. And if you wanted to be around him, you had to get with his program. Period. Period. And
Right.
that was his program.
I mean, it only makes sense because she told the story about her chilling, sitting downstairs in the living room with him watching TV, and it was obviously just she and him. And Andrea was upstairs in the room locked up, beating on the floor, trying to get something to eat.
No, she said they were
So,
in the studio. She said they were in the studio. They were in the
no,
studio.
that's not what she said on the.
No, she
That's not
she
what she
did. She
said on the
said they were
documentary.
she did. She did. I will pull it up. Look, let me find it.
Girl, you
She
go
said
right
they were
ahead
in the
because
studio. That was her interview on the Breakfast Club, and she said that she could hear a beating on the floor, and then when she finally got in contact with Robert, she said, "Can I get something to eat?" And then she looked at him like, "How dare you? How dare you?" And it doesn't
yes,
matter the environment because we do know that in his studio, he made it a sexual environment. He had girls come in there in thongs and just stand up naked while he wrote. So, I mean, at any given time, it goes down in the studio. You can fuck, you can do whatever, you can drink, you can
she
smoke.
said she said the way she described it was exactly
Hey,
like
we got
this.
5 on it.
Hey, that's our marriage and marijuana for sure, Mister and Cakes. I miss y'all. I
Yes, girl.
miss
No, they be
y'all.
on. Hey, check out Mr. and Cakes Presents. The family is doing it big. Check out Marriage and Marijuana with Mr. and Cakes. The family is doing it big, and I love their channel. Yes, yes. Go and subscribe. Oh, LaShawn Davis said her husband left her because of that reason, allegedly. Yeah, you know what? If you tell me that, and this was R. Kelly's formula, I can't work with her unless I spend more time. She's gonna have to be here. She's gonna have to stay here. You know, she gonna have to stay here, and that's what happened with Aaliyah. I'm not gonna be able to. He calls Barry Hankerson. I'm not gonna be able to finish her project. She's gonna have to stay here, and da 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 da. And then within that time, she get pregnant and end up married to him. Same thing happened with Sparkle. If you gonna be around him, you gonna get down with his program. He needed you to be there in the studio. You stayed in the studio to get your project finished. You got your project finished, but you lost your husband. Period. You lost your husband because who? What man is not gonna believe that his wife is being unfaithful when you know behaviors? Like we don't just come on this earth, I mean, we don't just live on this earth for, 30 and 40 and 50 years and just don't know anything. You learn as you go. And his first marriage was definitely probably a learning experience because he would never allow his new wife, if he has one, to go and spend 30 days in the studio with another man.
Right.
Hey, we love you too. Oops, I meant to turn that off. That be happening when I'm at work too. I'm like, excuse me, I'm so sorry. But yeah, yeah, slept on the couch for 30 days allegedly. I ain't even listen. If I can't just come up here every day and work until I go to work until we tired, I got to leave and go home and go to sleep. I got a rule in my house with my husband. We supposed to sleep together every night. We can't. We don't do that where we sleep separately. That's not the rule. That ain't right. So yeah, that's his formula. It's a part of his formula, along with other things like, hey, I gotta spend more time with her. He said to Dre or who took the project? Well, somebody took the doggone project to R. Kelly for Earl. He said to one of the public announcement dudes, "Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna finish her project, but she's gonna have to sleep on the couch for 30 days. She's gonna have to, you know." He gets them there, and then he does what he does, and then the
And
out
they don't leave.
exactly. They end up his, okay, forever. And for Sparkle to say that she never had a sexual relationship with him, yeah, okay. LaShawn said it was Dre. Okay, good, it was Dre. Um, for for Sparkle to say that she never had a sexual relationship with him, if she did, she's a part of that protection, that circle, those people that protect him. For whatever reason, she's affected just the way everybody else was. And I'm gonna tell you, the worst thing you could do is play around with a dick.
You ain't
If
never lied about that.
if you play around with a dick, you might find yourself in some trouble, especially if you ain't got your head screwed on straight like Auntie. I'm gonna tell you. Um, you you might find yourself in some trouble. So um when when Jane got involved with R. Kelly, the reason why, or after she got involved with R. Kelly, the reason why she is the way she is today is because of the dick. The reason why Azriel went out the way she did was because of the dick. The reason why Joycelyn's mind is gone is because of the dick, and also other things that went into play. He knew how to use dick and mind manipulation through conversation.
Yeah.
He got the power to have an idea, give it to you, and make you think it was your idea. Like those girls really think that they didn't want to talk to their parents. They really thought that they just left on their own. And shout out to the parents for making so much noise, because had they not made so much noise, he would still be doing the same thing today. And as a parent, I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't care what I do. I don't care. Parenting don't come with an instruction manual. If I don't want my child being beat and eating shit and being and Lord knows whatever else was happening, being forced to have sex with random people. If I don't want my child to have herpes, okay, that's not what I want for my child. I don't care what. If you see me parenting and I have a certain way, you say, baby, she's a little hard, or maybe she's a little loose on her child. That don't mean I want my baby to go get beat on.
Or
You,
and definitely not to get a sexually transmitted disease.
that's forever. Who's it? Eddie Murphy? What he saying wrong? He said when some of these sexually transmitted diseases is like luggage. You just have them forever. You know.
Yeah. And
And
look, LaShawn Davis said it's bad with relationships of the same age. I can't imagine being young with the older ones. Now, this is the thing. You absolutely right. And your mind has to be in a place as a young girl, because I'm married to a man that's older than me. But
when
as a
did you meet
young
him?
girl, what'd you say?
How old were you when you met your husband?
I was 25 when I met him. He was 50. And now I'm 42. We've been together almost 20 years. I'm 42 and he's 67. And it is
He ought to be
it's
ashamed of
rough.
himself. He ought
It's
to be
rough.
ashamed. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Nah, you know I love my brother-in-law, but ooh. Hey,
Hey,
good morning, Marcus. Good morning.
hey, listen.
Yeah, so
It was all sweet for him and it was sweet for me. That's all I can say.
and just to let you guys know, this is a platform where anybody can come and express their opinion. If you for him or not, we are not super emotional about it. I mean, we do support the victims and the parents, but whether you don't or whether you do or don't, I mean, we understand that everybody has an opinion and we understand some opinions, you know, and some of the others we just have to make sense of it. But
That's why everybody ain't part of the Beehive. The Beehive is a special name for a special group of R. Kelly supporters because it's like
yeah, those are the ones that
blind,
will support no matter
no
what. I
matter
know
what. Yeah,
he did everything, he did things wrong, but they think he's an angel. Okay, he got wings. Okay, according to the Beehive, he ain't never done nothing to hurt nobody, and all these women and all these men and all these people that are coming forward are lying. So that and if you just came in, I was just saying we were just saying that those people that get the name Beehive, those are the people. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? And guys, don't forget
hey,
to like and subscribe too. Yeah, those people are people that ultimately feel like he can do no wrong. And you know what? Don't get me wrong. For my sister, I ride like that. If you come at me about anything about my twin sister or my brother, you are a goddamn lie. Okay?
don't
Because
get
ain't no
fucked up.
way my not my sister, not my brother.
We
Okay.
not trying to monetize this video, so I'm gonna be cussing a lot.
Yeah, you
Don't get
might hear
fucked up.
something on this video. It's getting graphic because we talking about R. Kelly. You can't talk about R. Kelly without being graphic. You have to talk about eating shit and herpes and getting made to fuck
And
niggas
messing
you
with
don't
a
even
girl.
know and shit. So yeah, I had to have a little something. Look, to even get my mind right to talk
You
about
better not. It's 7:30 in the morning on the West Coast.
this. It's crazy.
It's
Come on
seven
now.
thirty in the morning. But let me get back into this. Let me get back into this Sparkle response, right? Because I need to touch on a couple things. I do believe what Sparkle has said. I believe that the mother contradicted the daughter. What's her name? Rashonda Jane. Her,
Rashonda left. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
yes,
Jay.
she she said one thing about her parents supporting what happened, and then her mother testified as if they were upset and that they were not in support. But she didn't outright say that, it seems like to me. And I know that she knew she couldn't because if you weren't in support and you didn't go along with what your daughter said, you clearly went against what Sparkle was saying and y'all ass left the country. Okay, y'all ass was in the wherever and looking at the blue waters, acting like nothing happened. And the daddy continued to work for R. Kelly and um, play instruments on his records going forward. So you don't really have the testimony really don't matter at this point. All y'all lied to investigators, numerous people on numerous levels. All of y'all lied.
Yeah. What we do know is that in both trials, everybody that testified so far has lied. And I know that people are getting immunity for a truthful testimony, but it's really about their truth from their perspective of what happened all these years ago. So, I mean,
Now this is my thing. If I was 15 years old and somebody called me on a sex tape, thank God that they didn't have video cameras back then like that. I mean, like camera phones back then like that. because I definitely would have been probably caught up in some shady mess. But that's this not my story. We talking about the Kels.
I took a picture. I took a picture a long time ago, and girl gave it to the gay girl. And
Well, listen, let me finish this real quick.
girl, that
Let me
shit
finish this
got
real quick.
around, girl. But
Let me
anyway,
finish this. If
I just
if
be
if I was
saying.
caught up in a video back then, I would have lied about it. Period. You're not gonna get me to say that that's me at all. I don't care if you can see my face
No, we're
and
bells. No,
everything.
no, 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 no. We are bells. Okay.
We are the best, and there's no way I'm. You listen,
I would never admit to
never.
someone urinating on me and say that that's me because you're in school. People gonna call you pee pee girl. It's so many things that are gonna happen
Right. The
behind
public
that.
embarrassment alone, I could have never admitted to it. Let's just be clear about that. So I understand and I get it. My mother wouldn't have wanted to be tied to her daughter being involved in such a scandal either. So yeah, we would have lied.
Heck yeah, we
We
would
would have
have
lied.
still been lying to this day. And this is
Yeah, but
the thing.
would I have allowed my daughter to continue a relationship? Or
No,
would mama have let me continue a relationship with this old man? No, it ain't an amount of money in the world. Hell no.
no. And for the money, Aaliyah's parents and Rashonda's parents, they a they bit the truth and told the lie in the words of Tupac. They bit the truth and told the lie.
Is that what he said in that song? I thought all these years I thought he said here's the truth.
Or bit the truth, hit the truth. Let me look at what he said. Well,
Now that's West
because
Coast,
the
you
groupie bit
supposed
the
to
truth.
know that.
'Cause the groupie bit the truth.
Because the groupie hit the truth and told the lie. I don't know.
Well, that's just
Anyway,
the old person in me. Shit, I've been doing the remix. That's the remix by Mary J. So the groupie bit the truth and told the lie. Okay. Yeah, that's
so
what
look,
happened. And we gonna keep that a part of the act from now on.
okay. Bet that, bet. But look, back to Sparkle's response, right? I know I keep going back to this. I keep going back to it because I wish that she would just come out and just say, yeah, he did me the same way. He manipulated me and had sex with me too. Just like hey Michelle, like I mean, it ain't like you squeaky clean or you got pristine reputation to protect or nothing like that. Just say it, you know.
But the one thing K Michelle has not offered is a lie. She didn't say nothing. And that's better than saying something and lying.
Well, she said something because she was sitting there crying, and them tears.
Yeah, and
I
she
mean, it's so
also said
right.
that she reached out to some of the victims and she said she told them, I know you're telling the truth. I
Okay,
know you're telling the truth. So it's also her truth, but as a part of it, she's still protecting him too because he got her. He
apparently he had got Portia too, and she waited good and put it in a book, didn't she?
he got her. And you know what? All I want to know you know, is it wall tracks or Val tracks?
Uh,
Cause you're using what? Okay, I don't know who you got your prescription under, or what kind of home health care provider you got coming through to the house. Oh, but they coming, baby. But they coming. Okay. But they coming. You
it's
itching
probably
when you
wall track.
Yes, honey.
Okay, so who else testified so far? I'm lost. I know we on like day 8 of the trial, day 9, something like that.
Let me look into it. See, this is my perspective because I can't remember all of the names. We just have to give the Bell breakdown on what's happening. And in my opinion, so Everybody thinks that R. Kelly was manipulated and lied to, and he was, but he
Of
was
course.
manipulated and lied to by the people that he hired to help him,
Yeah, by his circle.
by his circle. And he manipulated and lied to the young girls and women
Everybody.
that he brought in to his circle.
Everybody.
Yeah, to everybody. Absolutely. Absolutely. He made them all get down a certain way. Man, woman, young girl, uh, it don't matter. I wouldn't be surprised if it's some animals up in there. But I mean, he made them all get down a certain way. And even, public announcement, they gave an interview with Vlad TV saying that they were looking in the ceiling every time that women entered the building that were there for R. Kelly. That's being manipulated. You can't make my man do that shit. You cannot make my man do that at all. If you tell Mr. TLF that he got to look at the ceiling every time somebody walk in, he's not finna do that. He'll be like, what? Like, you got me fucked up. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Like,
Hey,
I
it
just,
depends
I
on how
just
much
can't
my
kick it with him.
husband gets paid. I think it might depend on how much my husband get paid. If he getting paid a couple 100,000 just to, look up at the ceiling when somebody passing by,
No, but
he
then
might
there was other things too though. You playing basketball. You know how competitive they are. They not finna sit up and pass the ball to Will every time they get the ball. Somebody gonna shoot it.
That's
Butch gonna
right.
shoot it. Butch gonna shoot it,
Yeah,
okay?
they gonna shoot. They gonna
Period.
shoot.
They gonna shoot they bosses. Are you kidding me? It ain't nobody hiring him at my look. The only people that are higher in the company that my man worked for are the people that come in wearing suits that just come in and check on the bosses every now and then. So he's gonna shoot the ball. Period. Okay.
Yeah, mine's gonna shoot.
He's a boss. That's it. And it's just crazy. But okay, so let's go back to it. People testified that they were retrieving tapes and making copies of them. They were failing lie detector tests about making copies of them. And they were making copies of the tape so that they could extort R. Kelly. They were. They were. They want, if I can get $250,000 today, shit, I might come back next year and be like, somebody else got a tape. Hey.
Listen, the only thing that would have stopped me from making a copy is the fact that it is a child and that's child porn, and I don't do that. If it was any kind of grown woman in that video, I would have had a copy too.
But it was worth so much though. It was just worth so much. I don't know who somebody playing choo choo train on the phone or something. Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear.
Okay, good. But yeah, in that particular case, because of who it was and what he was doing and with who, it was worth a lot of money. It was like a bag of diamonds, a bag of VVS Ideal diamonds.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you got the diamonds in your hand, it's different.
Yeah, it's different when you get the diamonds in your hand. I mean, even you know what? It's crazy because people say Angelo Clary told so many lies. Let me tell you something, okay? As a parent, let me just let you know this. If there's any point where I feel like you have taken my child away from me and like you're doing terrible things to her, I will go through any length to get my child back with me and in an environment where I feel like she's safe. Period. I don't care what it is. I don't care. Maybe I'm not from that side of the road where you just do everything right. I call the police every day and say I heard she dead. Period. I'm not playing. I want my
I
baby
won't say
back.
that. That's
I would.
probably
I'm calling.
how it
I'm saying
works.
I'm calling and I'm saying when I say that, I'm just saying that I'm gonna use the
I will
the
stand outside of his gate. I will stand outside of his gate every day when he leaving on the megaphone. I just start singing. It's something about the name G.
No, I'll go dirty. I'll go dirty. I would go dirty. I would go dirty. You know what? Because the truth is like, okay, if we sent her there 10 days after she met him. We did this, we did that, we communicated, you know, we lost communication after she became an adult. You really can't do anything unless you say something bad is happening to her, you know?
My thing is this. When they said when the Clary said that they found out she was in a hotel room with him, like I mean, they say that they were upset, but I want to know who got on the plane and when it picked her up.
No, when they say that they were upset about that, she actually testified that she let her family know when she was on her way there. So, it's a lot of contradictory
I don't
information.
believe that. I don't believe that she did. I feel like I don't believe she did.
Like, he
I
just got a
don't believe.
hold on him, and he has implanted this seed in
Yes.
everybody's head that got them spewing the same garbage. I agree.
Yeah, I just don't believe. I
I agree.
believe them when they said that they was like, wait a minute, because that's a regular person's initial reaction to a person that has a history being in the hotel room with my child. Mama Precious Angel, you got me all the way messed up. No, I don't think so. Somebody, I just don't get it. It's just so many blank spots for me. Like, and I'm having trouble filling in those blanks. And it's because everybody, it seems like everybody lying about something.
And they are. And it's
Everybody.
because and you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would have took a lot of it to my grave. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people where I would have just took it to my grave.
I done already told you, period. Um, I would have never confessed. I wouldn't be on the stand right now. They wouldn't know that nobody would have ever known that that was me. But like I said, mama wouldn't have let me continue no relationship with him either. No way. Mama tried to make me dump my boyfriend when I was 15 because of some stuff that had happened. She was like, you can't see him no more. So, no, definitely she wasn't going to be like, she wouldn't give a damn how much money was going wherever. So I'm still trying to figure that part out too. But this is my thing. They didn't charge. It seems like they not charging him for being with the little girls. They literally are doing an open and shut case by charging him with racketeering, and they proving it. You know, like it's like how do you get past that part of it? Like how do the supporters get past the fact that he's guilty of racketeering?
They say that it's not happening, that they're saying that one man ain't no enterprise, but it's proven that it wasn't one man. It was him and a bunch of people that he had working for him to make these things happen. So, I mean, they like arrest everybody, but these people are getting immunity for their testimony against him. So everybody is not going to get arrested yet. Not
I
yet.
mean, I'm saying like literally, are we gonna act like he did not bribe a state official? Like they didn't pay a state official to allow him to marry Aaliyah?
Yeah, and then it came out that he did it because she was pregnant, and his only defense was he married her because she came to him upset about the way her parents were treating her or acting, and she wanted to get married. Man,
I find it hard to believe anything that he say because
you
you
can't.
can't convince a grown ass man to marry no 15-year-old girl. Period. I mean, it just. I mean, I know it's a lot of them out there like that, but they sick.
Yes, and I don't know for he had to have some type of mental issue. They should have looked into the best defense would have been to look into Robert Kelly's mental health and his mental issues because any grown man with a status that he had should have never believed and never thought that it was number one okay to marry Aaliyah and that it was not going to get out and that people were not going to make a big deal about it. Like you not some any average Joe. You are the king of R&B. How you gonna tell everybody? Let's not forget that I'm the king of R&B, and don't bring your chick around me, because she gonna get tapped, which is the absolute truth.
That's
But
the absolute truth.
which, but you don't think that you being the king of R&B is gonna make people look at you under a microscope? They looking at you.
They are. And this is the thing. I felt like the best defense for him would have been to describe his sexual preference as dominant and submissive. And I thought that the defense was going to bring sex experts up there to say that dominance and submissive, they're always in role and always in character, and he wasn't abusing them, but that this was part of their sex. And all of that crazy stuff happens in S&M. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
Or yeah,
does. It does. Girl, they got the Instagram, they got the IG models on YouTube and on IG, um, walking around like puppies, eating doo doo out of a doggy dish, girl,
right.
eating bookie.
Right. So, I mean, that's what I thought. That's where I thought his defense was going to go. That's why you can tell that he's got some low budget people because definitely some sort of sex expert should have testified, especially with the girls that were at the age of consent when they
Well, it's
actually
not
had.
over. Jennifer Bonjean is said to be a really great lawyer, and she did get a couple people off, including Bill Cosby. She lost some other shit though. I ain't gonna,
She got Bill
I'm
Cosby off on a technicality.
yeah, on a technicality, which he would have got off on anyway if any
Yes.
other lawyers saw it and put the motion
Yes,
in.
you don't even have to pass the bar exam to know that if you get promised, basically what should be immunity, then they can't prosecute you and make you do any type of real jail time. But yet and still he did do several years. So I think that was part of the process anyway. That was always part of the plan. But
Yeah,
that's where I thought that they were going to go with it. I thought they were going to have all types of sex experts saying, "Hey, this is a role playing thing. They're always in character. They always everything is a part of the sex. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and if people are agreeing to have sex and for this to be a part of their sex, then it's not illegal.
Right, and that's their sex life. That's where I thought the defense was going to go with it because this is the thing. If you are free to go, you see what I'm saying? Especially with the girls that were not, and I'm not saying that it was okay, but like let's say Kitty, for example, or Asante McGee. If you was free to go, you know, how can you be? Oh my gosh, I hate to say this because people always want to, take your words and twist them. But how are
No,
you? How
I
are
get.
they?
I think I can better say what you're saying because they were older. How can if you've already been molded, how can you be regroomed? Is it possible for a grown woman to be groomed and fashioned to be a certain way like it is a young girl? So while the younger women were groomed to agree to sex and having sex with other people and strangers and things like that, and they
I
felt like
do
it was
feel like
normal.
they are. Yeah, go
An
ahead. I'm
old
sorry.
an older woman, you can't tell me you love me, so come fuck my homeboy.
Right.
That my mind don't work like that, and you it's not nothing you can do to make it work like that.
Like I feel like they're victims, right? But I feel like they're more so victims of their own greed and wanting to live that lifestyle and be a part of that lifestyle.
Yeah,
And I do feel like the young girls wanted that to a degree as well. But when your mind is not fully developed, you can't be held fully accountable for the things that you think you see and things that you think you want. When you in your 30s, like that's a whole different story. You can't make me sit in no van for 8 hours.
right, right. So just the
Like
older women, their eyes was bigger than their mouth, and it doesn't take uh away from the fact that they may have been abused and they went through some things in a relationship with him because they probably did. Because according to all of the witnesses, all of them did. Everybody signed NDAs. Everybody wrote letters saying false things, saying that they were doing things to him that they were not. And you know what? And I've said this on other channels. I said this on Admits. I said this on Diva Divine Light. I have said this on Tears. And shout out to LaKendra and The Truth and Team Libra and Classy J and Goddess Dawn Speaks and anybody that, and did I forget the grown man show, aka Little Grown Boy? Um I have, and he was the go. He started all of it. If I forgot anybody, I said on all of these platforms or most of these platforms that you have to be careful the type of energy and the type of things that you manifest in your life. If you are preparing for betrayal, you will ultimately be betrayed. So he has everybody writing these letters, saying that they betrayed him even when they didn't, because he's preparing for the day that they do, and now they are. It's not a coincidence. You got what you was looking for. You got what you came for. That's what that is. So that's just another thing on another note that you have to be careful of. You manifest all things into your own life. And he definitely did that. I mean, I he had people saying that they stole from him on one level, but the people that he actually hired and were paying were stealing from him on a whole different level.
right. But this is what I don't understand. Why does it seem like everybody is leaving something out? Like it's something that they don't want to tell. Like the even with the public announcement interview with DJ Vlad, it seems like they were kind of holding back. Like I
Yeah,
just
they
want
didn't want to say
everybody
that
to
somebody
feel
was sucking dick in the bathroom. Did you see how the other one, Dre was about to say something and I forgot that. What is the other guy's name? I can't get his name out my head for nothing. But Dre was sitting with him and he was saying something to Vlad, and he was like, don't talk about the bathroom. Don't say that. And it almost looked like suck dick energy. It almost looked like
this dick sucking energy.
it almost looked like, it just seemed like that to me. So everybody is leaving something out. And the fact that some of the people who got settlements may not have even been abused by R. Kelly. I'm convinced that after seeing how the settlements were being paid out, it's like, hey, if you go to her, she's gonna direct you to him. You're about to get a check cut for 250,000. All you gotta do is just stick with the story. Okay.
Right. I feel like he was getting set up at this point.
Yeah. I mean, some of them dirty motherfuckers set him up, but it wasn't the girls. It was the people that was actually smart enough that had his hands in his bank account. You know, they were smart enough to get close enough to him to actually have a hand in his wallet. It was only those people that were the ones that were actually doing him in. Because if he had something to pay out, I'm not sure that he would be in this situation right now. You know, I'm not sure that people would have came forward if he could have settled with them monetarily, you know?
Hmm.
So that's it, girl. That's all I got to say. What you want to say something else?
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about Andrea Kelly. Um, as it came out that the girl said that she was with her too sexually on multiple occasions. And this is what I'm talking about, people leaving stuff out. Like, okay, so he victimized you, right? He was taking advantage of you and, abusing you. So then what part of that makes you think it's okay to sleep with a little girl, like as a grown ass woman?
She
She
had been
said that
groomed and she was getting down with his program. Period. She was getting down with his program. Her parents was doing well-being checks. They couldn't get in touch with her. She was getting down with his program. That's it. And it's wrong. It is. On any level, it's wrong to sleep with a kid, you know.
girl, the things that people will do for money and fame or a lifestyle. Like I just I
He made
just
her feel special, just like you remember when Azriel was like, she was still gone. She was like, he lied to all of y'all. I was sitting there thinking like he lied to you too, boo boo. You were like one of the main ones he was lying to because you're the closest to him. Or so you think, you know? It's just, I mean, you can't, I mean, he had the effect on people to make them think, I'm the special one. I'm the one. I'm the one. He's doesn't feel these others like he feels me, you know. And when he married Andrea Kelly, and I ain't even gonna say it, her face card is just not that valuable. That's all I got to say. Um, I mean, maybe she could, I don't know, back it up like a dump truck. I mean, some men that just marry a garbage can with an ass on it. So I'm not really sure. But I know he made her feel special. And she had to feel like the one, you know? But no
Mhm.
doubt she wanted to go far in her career. That's why she worked for him, you know? And it turned into something else. And that something else was probably a nightmare compared to how it started. I'm dancing with you. We on world tours. We on world tours. And now you got me sleeping with kids. Like, what is my life coming to? Like, what am I gonna do in life? How do I get out of this? You know? So that's why it's important to stand with victims. You never know if it's the truth, but their truth is just as important. I mean, it's important to as to why somebody feel the way they do and why they have the perspective they do. Why did they get that perspective? You know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I
The
just really feel
the snakes wasn't the ones that he was choosing to be with sexually. The snakes were the ones that he hired to work for him and get the job done behind the scenes that he didn't want to do.
yeah, that's true.
And
That's
even
true.
he even made their jobs turn into something else. You know, I'm your lawyer. I'm supposed to represent you in entertainment. This means if somebody want to come after you or somebody want to use a song or you need to sue somebody for using um some of your music or you want to make sure all of these contracts are right. This is what I'm for. Now I got to go and get sex tapes and shit. Now I got to go and get sex tapes.
That's not just sex tapes. That's child porn, baby.
Yeah, porn. Now I gotta go get child porn and
Then it was,
transport it across state lines.
yeah, and it was other people on the tape too, but it had a kid on it all through it. So
All right, but that's all we got for you. We ain't got no more. We might come back a little bit later and see what's going on with y'all. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for your bells.
please hit the bell for your bells.